Good morning, traders. So how do we trade the DAX today? Now, I've drawn in this support resistance line or support line here right on the weekly Kijun-sen. Okay, the red line there. So that is pretty much where price is bouncing off at the moment. Okay, now the weekly is giving us two just very clear views. Okay, the first one is that we have a potential double top or M reversal. We would need to break below this level here. So let's just put that level in. We'd need to break below this level here for that to be validated. Okay. The other view that we have here is that we have a triangle. Okay. Now, triangle would be a break to the upside would be continuation, a break to the downside would be pretty much the same target as the double top. Okay, so that's kind of what we have at the moment, and we also have the oscillators that are rolling over. So that is it, supporting a move to the downside. Now, if you see, we've got engulfing there, and we've kind of a gap down, runaway type bar that's forming at the moment, but we've still got tomorrow to go before that bar is closed, and we need to wait for the bar to close. Okay, so right now we are bouncing off the 200-day EMA and the weekly Kijun-sen. Okay, so I want to delete that, and if we just pull, well, what we can do is put it to there. Okay, take the last tail, which is that one there, and then I want to tidy this up. Oh, we've got there. Okay, so, oops. So I just want to tidy it up so we've got it spot on. So this was the original trend. So you see the tail, and then a third attempt to touch it was here. Okay, and now yesterday we touched it and bounced off it. So that is pretty much the original trend. This little squirt to the bottom here was a fake out of that trend, and we're back inside the trend line. So I'm going to delete this one. I'm just going to cloud our judgment, and let's get to the 4 hour. Okay, right, the trend line is a little bit off center, but it's fine. Okay, so on the 4 hour, we're pretty much in the cloud. There's nothing that Ichimoku can tell you right now, to be honest with you. It's, we're just swinging up and down above and below the cloud at the moment. So all intents and purposes, this is a bigger range. And if you look at it on the daily, there's the bottom of the range. There's the top of the range. The weekly is a double top forming. So in other words, if we break below this level, let's just move that down. Okay, so that's the key level that needs to hold. If we break below that level, then we're going to travel the height of the range to the downside. So we're going to come target somewhere around here. Okay, but until that happens, it is a range. Okay, so for now, we're bottom of the range. We did get a nice inside bar here on the 4 hour. We rallied a bit to the underside of the cloud, bounced off, and now we've got indecision bar, indecision bar. So we've got two range bars here. Okay, oscillators are grouped to the bottom, which is indicating a potential turn, but it could still come back and test the low. Okay, so what am I looking for today? How am I going to trade this today? I'm probably not going to trade it, to be honest with you. It's pretty hard to call. So, some days the Dow the DAX tends to follow the Dow, and other days it tends to follow the S&P, and other days it tends to work in conjunction with the euro. So all three of those instruments sort of add fuel to the fire, so to speak, for the DAX. And right now we're getting a lot of mixed signals. Okay, so euro is flat, and S&P is pretty much up at the moment. Okay, very, very slightly up. Okay, and the Dow futures was slightly up. So DAX futures is also slightly up. It's 45 points up at the moment. So, yeah, so we'll have to see what happens at the open. But if we get more of this nonsense here that we had yesterday on the hour, I'll probably stay out of it until we've got a firm direction in place. So what to look for is this trend line. If we do break below this, the low of, not yesterday, but the low of the day before yesterday, then you have a good reason to suspect that we're going to fall quite far. Okay, this downward trend was broken, so it could still pull back and test this, or alternatively what we could do is break above this high here. Now what we need to watch for is a break of the 4-hour fractal, because that will be pretty bullish for us. So that's a 4-hour fractal there, so a new 4-hour high above that level there will indicate some more upside to come. Okay, but from an ichimoku perspective on the 4-hour, there's nothing really to read into it. On the 1-hour, we do have quite a thick cloud to get through, so I suspect we're going to have some more sideways motion today. Just looking at the 1-hour, there's nothing here that's indicating. There's only one positive signal, and that's a crossover, a golden cross on the Dickinson and Kijinson. Okay, I'm just going to draw one level down to my trusty 12 minute, and you'll see total chaos at the moment. So there's absolutely nothing here indicating any form of... Okay, so that was the original trend line. See there, 1, 2, 3, and then we had a squirt above it, and then fell right below it. So, and then we respected that trend line again. So this was the original trend line, downward trend line. So I need that to break. So in other words, I need these fractal levels here to break, and I want to be a lot more comfortable for the break, probably above that level there, and not just a break, but we're going to need to have at least a couple of 12-minute bars close above that level before I can see us getting any direction. But you can see this indecision. It's up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay. So very difficult to trade this nonsense. So for me, I'll probably going to sit in my hands for the DAX today and wait for some confirmation of which direction we're going in. Right now, there's nothing telling me what's going to go on. Okay. If you are going to be trading a DAX today, you're going to need to watch these lows, because these lows will indicate further falling. Okay. I do suspect that, let's just get back to the hour. Yeah, judging by all these tails here, you know, there's more tails to the bottom than the top. So, you know, the bias for me is still to the upside. And this is a channel, pretty much. So this is a channel to the downside. So in other words, if we do break this channel, you can expect upside to probably, well, the underside of the cloud here on the hour. But that would also target two levels. First level would be the underside of this gap bar here, and then the second one would be the 200 EMA on the hour. Okay, so yeah, so a break of this to the upside, preferably a retest. I'll consider getting in long for this. Otherwise, I'm going to be sitting on my hand and waiting. I'm not too keen to play a short here. There's just too many buyers. Looking at this, there's way too many buyers that are around here for me to consider shorts. Okay. So yeah, so that's the play for me. Probably sit on hands. If we do get a nice break of this range, that convinces me. Otherwise, I'll get in for a long, and pretty much looking for a move to. So I'm looking for about 100-point trade on the DAX this morning if we do get longs going. Anyway, guys, so that's the DAX for me this morning. Hope it helps. Keep those stops tight and enjoy the day. I'll catch with you later. Cheers, man.